What up, YouTube? G Freely here once again. Video number 2 for the night, and basically tonight's video, I basically want to talk about UFC news, and this UFC news has to do with Jason Mayhem Miller and him being fired from the UFC. If you don't know who Jason Mayhem Miller is, he was basically the host of that MTV show Bully Beatdown. That dude with the red on the side of his hair, that guy. If you ain't know, he was in the UFC. But he got fired apparently for his flashy antics. They said they said he was being too flashy, and they didn't like his attitude, and he was bringing bad press to the UFC and all that shit. And Dana White just said he personally didn't like him. He said this. I found this to be funny as fuck. He said as many times as this guy lost in the UFC, he should not be cocky or flashy. When Dana White said that shit, I died laughing because even I had to agree with that shit. Even I had to agree. He's been in the UFC and lost every fight he didn't had since he returned back in the UFC. Like, how the fuck, how the fuck do you lose every fight, So I'm thinking they was going to cut him anyway, but this just gave them a reason to. But he was on the verge of getting cut anyway. But I'm not saying, and it's just sad because every time I see him fight, I see him getting his ass dominated in an octagon. I ain't never just seen somebody who's just like a practice fight. Every time he fights somebody, they treat him like he's a practice fight, And I'm not going to diss him and say he's a shitty fighter. I'm not going to be that guy because I seen what he could do in Strikeforce, He did pretty well in Strikeforce, so I'm not going to diss him in that world, but just seeing his display in the UFC, it just seems like the UFC has a different caliber of fighters that Mayhem just can't compete with, and it's just sad to see, But knowing that he fired now, I don't know what he going to do now. Being cut out of the UFC, I either see two possibilities for him. Either he's going to go back to doing Bully Beatdown on MTV because that was a pretty popular show, or I see him going into the WWE. With a personality like him, like with a flashy personality, like doing flashy shit like that. I see him gelling into the WWE very well. Him having a fan base, a really big fan base over there. So maybe UFC ain't his thing, because he's not the best fighter, and UFC fighters are getting better, and he plateaued. So maybe MMA ain't his thing anymore. Like maybe not. Maybe he just go into UFC. Go into the WWE and make more money because WWE superstars make more money than the UFC. So he should probably go over there with the WWE, But that's just my opinion. But anyways, just want to hit y'all with that news right quick. Hit me down in the comments below and tell me how you feel about it. Are you sad that Mayhem is leaving the UFC, and do you think he should go to the WWE? So tell me what you think. Thank you for watching, guys.